All right, we got an awesome game on a late Friday night that I don't think anybody was really expecting to go the Celtics' way after before the game it was announced Jaylen Brown wasn't going to play with left knee with some knee soreness. Marcus Smart we know is out, and then you were playing against a really good Clippers team on the road. Then the first half happened, which was just, I mean, embarrassing. The Celtics couldn't stop anything going on. It just seemed like, okay, the Celtics are punting on this game. I even tweeted as much. And, just about an hour and a half after I tweeted that, it looks pretty foolish because the Celtics gritted their teeth, buckled down, played a tremendous third quarter, and followed by a very good fourth, and were able to get the win against. I know the Clippers didn't have Paul George, but the Clippers, even without Paul George, still have Kawhi Leonard, who's a top 5 player on the planet, and a bunch of other good players, and are a damn good team. The game is in LA, and the Celtics were able to come from 16 back multiple times and then ultimately rally and get the win, especially after the Clippers cut into the Celtics, had a small lead that they amassed by the end of the third. The Clippers were able to recapture the lead, and the Celtics battled back and took it back themselves. So really, you can't give the team enough credit. And I know a lot of the losses, I sort of heap the criticisms on the Celtics. And so when they win a big game like this, it's only fair to heap praise on them. And obviously, the first person you got to praise is Jason Tatum, who played like an absolute beast tonight. Just was the offensive leader that you need in games like this. Tatum finished with 34 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, was very active on the defensive end too. 5 of 10 from 3, 12 of 27 from the floor. Every bit of a all NBA caliber player tonight. He went toe to toe with Kawhi Leonard, and his team came out on top. Kawhi Leonard, as we know, one of the, again, very best players in the league, and Tatum outplayed him in many regards. Kawhi had a fantastic game for himself too, but at the end of the day, it's the team that comes forward with the win, and the Celtics are the team that get the win. So can't overstate how great Tatum I thought was tonight, and he was just a warrior. I mean, 40 minutes for Tatum, basically took no time off in this game. Just played his absolute dick off, and you got to love to see that. And the intensity and the grit of Tatum tonight was really great. The unsung hero, the guy who nobody had on their bingo board for tonight for a reason the Celtics won, Carson Edwards, with his best game as a pro off the bench tonight. 30 minutes for Edwards. He deserved all 30 of them. 16 points off the bench, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and the big number, 3 of 5 from 3, 5 of 8 from the floor. Hit 3 big free throws late in the game after drawing what can only be described as just a horrendous foul that Luke Kennard committed. Bizarre. Fouled Carson Edwards when he let go of the shot in midair. It was a huge play, and then Edwards made him pay for that. So, excuse me while I drink. Carson Edwards was, again, this was his very best game as a pro, and there's not a close second. And he's a big reason why the Celtics were able to win this game. Kemba Walker has recovered nicely from that disaster that was that Lakers game. He's played well the past couple of games. He had 24 points tonight. Didn't shoot well from 3, 2 of 7. Shot okay from the floor, though, 9 of 19, including a couple of big buckets late in the fourth quarter. That's the Kemba Walker that you want to see. That's why the Celtics brought him here on a max contract, is to be a reliable crunch time scorer. And he did just that tonight. It was a really, really sort of steady, calming presence for the offense to be able to execute late in the game when the defense gets really ratcheted up. And the Clippers, for my money, are the best defensive team in the league. Even when Paul George isn't out there, they're still tremendous defensively. Kawhi Leonard's the best on-ball defender in the league. You got guys like Morris, who's an excellent defender. I think Ibaka is still, he may have lost a step, but still is a really good defender. Zubac you saw he can play some defense too. He's a little bit more effective on the offensive side, but Clippers are a really good team, and the Celtics were able to, in the second half, really execute. And it all came about because the Celtics were playing a really strong defense in the second half. You saw in the first half, if you're watching the local broadcast, they were breaking down at halftime, especially Kendrick Perkins was saying the Celtics just weren't getting up on the Clippers and sort of letting them do whatever they wanted to, not meeting them at the 3-point line, and the Clippers were able to basically play with a wide open half court. And in the second half, the adjustment, and credit to Brad Stevens, who everybody knows I criticize a lot, but he did a great job adjusting the game plan tonight to make the Celtics play more aggressive defensively and meet the Clippers out and sort of deny them those easy trips to the basket, into the paint, and deny them walking right up to the 3-point line or getting easy corner threes uncontested. And that led to the Celtics being able to find a rhythm offensively and ultimately come out with a win. So the defensive effort in the second half is the direct reason the Celtics were able to win this game. Peyton Pritchard came back for the first time since his injury, played 19 minutes, looked pretty good, 8 points, 2 of 3 from 3, 3 of 4 from the field. Rob Williams, again, continues to look good, continues to not get the minutes I want to see him get. Only 15 minutes, but was 5 of 8 from the floor, 10 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. I thought he looked really good. I would still like to be seeing him play more time than Grant Williams, who played 32 minutes. Grant was good tonight, though, 3 or 4 from 3. Pulled down some big rebounds late, too. 2 assists, 4 boards. Daniel Tice left the game early with an injury. Wasn't really impactful in this one. Tristan Thompson, I thought, was pretty good in this one, too. So he continues to string together some strong games, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. So, again, this was really the tale of two halves. Celtics in the first half didn't show really much signs of life. Carson Edwards, credit to him, kept them afloat with some of his three-point shooting. Tatum with his offense. And then the second half, I think because Brad Stevens made some good adjustments and the team felt more confident on the defensive side, we're able to really start to string together a consistent run and ultimately take the lead. And what was the most important thing was, and what hasn't been happening until tonight, is that Celtics lead in the fourth quarter. They were able to protect and come out with a win, because there's been so many close losses this year and so many frustrating losses this year where the Celtics have the lead in the fourth only to blow it, that it was really important to see the Celtics were able to keep a lead, even though at the end of the game and win it, even though the Clippers came back and got a lead, that you don't panic and you're able to recapture the lead and win the game. I think that was really important mentally for the Celtics to see going forward. And after a frustrating loss like you had the other night in Sacramento, beating a team that's better than the Kings gives the Celtics, I think, a lot of confidence going forward. Without Jaylen Brown to get this win tonight, I think, who's been the Celtics' best player this season, gives the team confidence going forward that you really needed, because things were starting to look, as I said last game, like a downward trajectory. These are the type of wins that can really change the momentum of a season. And with it's being sort of uncertain what the deal is with the Nets going forward, with Kevin Durant maybe being out for a couple games with COVID contact tracing. I know Joel Embiid came back from it, but he had a little bit of a knee thing. You know, you got to take advantage of these situations when the teams ahead of you in the standings may be down a player. And the Celtics, you start doing that by getting wins on the road. And the Celtics were able to do that tonight. So I really can't overstate how big of a win I think it is. Another big game, big test against the Phoenix Suns on Sunday before the Super Bowl, fortunately. And you want to start to string together some wins now. You know, you get the confidence from this game. That's really great. And if you can put together 2 wins in a row for really quality teams, then you're starting to talk about something. So massively, massively important game for the Celtics to get tonight. And the way they won it was really, really, I think, inspiring to the team. So great win. Certainly makes me feel a lot better going into the weekend. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you at the next Celtics game. See ya.